Welcome to Freed on Business. He grew up in South Florida, has been in business here since the early 90s, and has closed over $1 billion in deals. He's seen it all. He always has an opinion, and he's always ready to share it. Informed, entertaining, and connected, he has his finger on the pulse of South Florida's business community. He's Jim Freed, and this is Freed on Business.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much, Reagan. And I want to remind everybody we're South Florida's longest running business talk show, now entering our 13th year. And we are pleased today to have our main sponsor, Larry Zinn from Warren Henry on. We're going to talk to Larry about cars and all the great opportunities that they have up at Warren Henry for folks to have a great career there and to join their team and join the family. We've got Rebecca Carlson, Olivia Ramos, and Andre Senion. We're going to talk about real estate technology with them. It's going to be a great show full of positive energy and great ideas that you can use today to make your life better. So I'm going to kick it over to Reagan Mendoza. He's going to play a little music. We're going to sell a couple of cars, maybe more, and then we'll be right back to talk to the guy that sells the cars, Larry Zinn. Everybody, welcome to South Florida's longest running business talk show, and we're sponsored by Warren Henry Automotive. We've got Larry Zinn with us today, and I'm going to run the spot just for Larry. When you're looking to buy or lease a car, you want to get every advantage that you can. That's why you have to check out Warren Henry, Land Rover, Range Rover, Infiniti, and Jaguar. Up in Gainesville, they sell Audis. Down in the Keys, they sell them all. What do they all have in common? Well, they're all exceptional cars, and they come with the Warren Henry advantage. Complimentary dents. Oh, gosh. See, Larry, I got all messed up because I saw you. I got all scared and nervous. Complimentary service loaner, dynamic wheel protection, key replacement, guaranteed purchase offer, best value guarantee, and my favorite, the 72-hour exchange. You can take 3 full days to be certain you'll love your Warren Henry car. Let me tell you something. You'll love it. All right. Join me, my mom, and my beautiful wife, Vivian. We're all members of the Warren Henry family. You should be, too. Always the best service. Always the best price. Always Warren Henry. That's why everybody's here on the show today, and that's what we project every day and every morning on LinkedIn and all the other social media platforms is kindness. It's the number one thing that you can do to build your business in today's world. Believe it or not, being kind is the most important thing you can do. It works on everybody from the guy from AT&T to your biggest client. And remember, when you're looking for a mortgage, give me a call. 305-773-6300 gets me. I can help you finance your home, your commercial business. If you're a foreigner, I can help you get your loan. If you've got cash in your property, I can help you pull money out. Rates are as low as they've been since I've been in the business. People are out there doing deals. Transaction volume is down 70%, but I'm hot as a pistol. Give me a call at 305-773-6300. Why? Just like when you go to Warren Henry, when you call me, it's all about you.
Welcome back to Freed on Business. Connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Jim Freed or at Freed on Business, and on Instagram at Jim Freed1. Now, back to your host, Jim Freed.
This is tremendous. I get a chance face-to-face on Zoom to say thank you, Larry Zinn. Thank you, Larry Zinn. We're here with Larry Zinn. Larry is a big kahuna at Warren Henry. He's got a new title. I always give him a demotion or a promotion. So Larry's here today. We're going to talk about all the opportunities you can get at Warren Henry. And I want to start off by saying thank you, Larry. July 2012. I've been using it since then. I love it. It's my lucky charm. All right. I can't thank you enough. I can't even imagine. I don't even know how many cars we bought from you since we started, but it's more than that. And all my friends love you, Larry. We had Michael Feuerman on a couple of weeks ago. He even bought from you. He said it. So, Larry, thank you for helping all my friends travel safely and do great things. But today we're going to talk about your program that you have to help young people have a career without going to college and overpaying. Can you tell us a little bit about that, Larry?
And well, first off, thank you for the great introduction, Jim. You're always the best. Love you, love Viv, the whole family, and very proud that to be on the show after 13 great years for you, and to be a supporter.
Love you.
So recently we partnered with Miami-Dade Public School System to start a technician school within our new facility on 151st and Biscayne Boulevard. So we'll have somewhere between 18 and 25 students. And what's unique about this is not only will the students be able to learn in classroom at the facility, but they'll also be able to go into the service departments and have on-the-job training. So really, it's a very hands-on program. Another great benefit out of it is that when the technicians do graduate from the school, they'll be certified as a level 2 technician for Jaguar and Land Rover. Typically, that's not an easy thing to accomplish for technicians who have been in the industry for a long time, and takes a lot of testing. Because it's built into the curriculum, it makes this something that's even more unique about the program. And, we're certainly super excited, not only because, we think we'll be able to help, have positions within our company for these students, but also, they're going to go out into the field with great, basically a great resume, and be able to go into local dealerships and help continue to support a position that really is in a huge shortage all around the country and is, very much needed.
The Warren Henry coaching tree. It's tremendous. That's great, Larry.
Yeah, it's really exciting. This is something that our team put a lot of work into, and it's great to see it finally come together.
Now, is it Bob that runs the service over there?
So Dayron Gonzalez is our service director. He was really instrumental in putting this together. This was actually his idea on a great way to try and help get more technicians and get more young people involved. There were some existing programs as well. Some were not continuing, but we have this great facility and had some extra capacity. So this was a really awesome thing to put in. And I'm looking forward to just working with some of these students, hopefully for the rest of their careers.
Listen, Larry, I know that Warren Henry is a very valuable member of our community. You do a lot of things that people don't see, but you did talk about your facility. Let's talk about the new facility for a second, because I go into the new facility, been there many, many times, not to buy a car, but to go for service. So I've got to believe that having the good technicians and then the big service, that's extraordinarily important, because that's where you multi-touch your clients and keep them coming back.
Oh, absolutely. We always like to talk about how sales, they sell the cars, but service ultimately keeps the customers. If you have a poor service experience, chances are you're not going to return to that dealer for another vehicle or anything else along the line. So that's really where our opportunities to continue to maintain our customers lie. Being in the new facility is great because we have so much more capacity than we've ever had, and we're able to get customers in and out faster with loaner cars. And if you do choose to stay for a cup of coffee, we've got a great waiting area that is socially distanced. We're constantly cleaning and trying to sanitize the facility as much as possible. But we're not only doing that with the facility, we're doing that with the cars that we loan out as well as our customers' cars, where we are giving complimentary sanitation when cars are picked up, and we're actually showing the customers how we do it. So it's certainly been a much more challenging and interesting time, but I think some of the things that we've learned throughout this time are ultimately going to make for a greater customer experience as we go along.
I agree with you, and I think you have to realize that you had a tremendous base to start with. People like May Stark, giving a high five to May, okay, who is the person that keeps me there. That is the person that I interface with. That's the person that I interface with all the time. We talk about her on the show. That's the email where I remind myself to talk about May and the facility on 151st Street, which is state of the art, and it's beautiful. The way you have the cars that are punched out. Talk a little bit about that, because what makes that place special to you, Larry? There's got to be one thing you really love about that, other than your fancy office where you can see everything.
There's a lot of things I love about it, Jim. I like when you get to work and every day, the facility that you're in makes you excited to be there. And that's a really special thing. The jewel boxes, as we refer to them, was what you were talking about, that stick outside of the parking garage. That was my father's idea. He always talked about how as a little kid, when he would go to walk past a department store with his mother, it was a big deal that they always had something covered up. And then they would, open up what was in the window of the department store. And that was really, really exciting. And he thought, well, what if we could do that 48 times all around the building? So we have these 48 jewel boxes all around the building. You can see them from Biscayne Boulevard. You can see them from Costco. You can see them from all over the place. And we try to park some special vehicles that are really going to stand out there, and have some more plans in the future on how we can do some creative lighting as well to highlight particular vehicles at particular times. But it is certainly a state-of-the-art facility. We've got 82 service bays here. We've got an entire floor dedicated to our pre-owned operation. We've got Jaguar, Land Rover, Infiniti. We're even coming through with our Koenigsegg showroom up on the 6th floor. So it's just really exciting to be here. We're in a great area and a great neighborhood. And it's been a long time coming. Thankfully, since we've been in this facility, we've been extraordinarily successful as well, and are currently the #1 ranked Jaguar and Land Rover dealer in the United States.
How about that award that Abe won at Lamborghini? Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, so over at the Lamborghini dealership, we were on the award's top 500 list, which is a revenue-based list. We also were able to achieve the number 84 with our Jaguar Land Rover operation out of this facility. And we did get word as well that we're going to be one of the best dealerships to work for, again, in the United States, a top 100. We just don't know where we've placed yet. So, it's something that's certainly very important to us, to not only take care of our clients, but to make sure that everybody has a positive place to work, because we feel ultimately that carries forward to our clients more so than anything else.
Larry, when you drive up to your new facility and you come up the little hill that you come up, it makes me feel so good. I know how hard you guys worked, how special it is to Warren. And the most important thing that you're doing is you're just enhancing the home for the Warren Henry family. That's our home, Larry. That's our home for the Warren Henry family. Thank you so much for building such a beautiful place.
Well, thank you. No, we are so proud of it, and it took so long to get here. I can't wait for things to normalize a little bit more when we can really do some, or hopefully be able to do some more event-based events, for lack of better phrasing, through the facility, so we can continue to bring people over and see what we've put together here, because it's really come out great.
Listen, we're going to talk technology. I know you have to go. I'm going to get you back on the show. We'll talk automobiles again real soon. But I want to thank you, because what we did here today, Larry, is you projected what the real important part about Warren Henry is. You projected, even though you're not physically with us, you projected the spirit and the kindness and the caring that you have at Warren Henry. Now, I say the part about the Warren Henry family, but I'm just saying it. When people go there, they'll feel it.
Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that, and that's certainly our goal. We want everybody to be comfortable here, and if you can't make it here or you're uncomfortable coming in, we'll come to you.
Larry, thank you so much for everything. Thank you for the sponsorship. The sponsorship that you give us allows us to reach people and touch people and help them in many different ways, in ways like today where we're going to give them the mental health segment. So we have a lot of candy, but there's a lot of meat too, Larry. And I want to thank you for being a great part of our community and facilitating my ability to present the positive energy, great content to our community, and also giving me great cars too.
Well, thank you, Jim, and please send my best to the family, and I hope you have a great show today, and congratulations once again on 13 awesome years.
Thank you so much for being a part of it. Larry's in, Warren Henry, Warren's in, Eric Day, May Stark, all the rest of Abe Cohn, all of my friends in the Warren Henry family. I really miss our Lamborghini, our supercar Saturdays. I really miss seeing Floyd and the whole team, but I see them on the internet and I give them a big hug like that. Larry, mwah, I'll see you as soon as possible.
Thank you, Jim.
Okay, God bless. All right, and blessings to Courtney and Pug too, okay? And the little one. Mwah. All right, We're going to be right back. We're going to have our tech show. We're going to talk to Rebecca, Olivia, Andres. We're going to talk about getting your message out the right way. And I think you just saw how to do it right after this. Everybody, I'd like to remind everybody we're South Florida's longest running business talk show, entering our 13th year, 580 some odd episodes, thousands of interviews. It's going to be tremendous. And again, I'm going to thank the guy that was just on, Larry Zinn. Didn't even give him his my best ad, but he got the essence. In fact, that interview was a better ad than you could ever have because you felt the spirit and energy of Warren Henry. Truly, it was amazing the way that he was able to project that. I'm so glad he was able to do it with us. So Larry, mwah, Courtney, mwah, Pug, mwah, all the people there, I love you all. And remember, when you're looking to buy or lease a car, you want to get every advantage that you can. The biggest advantage is having people like that on your team. That's why you have to check out Warren Henry Land Rover, Range Rover, Infiniti, and Jaguar. Up in Gainesville, they got Audi. I'm thinking about getting one of those fancy Audis the next time. Or down in the Keys, they've got them all. I might go down there and get a Jeep. I really want a Jeep. I'm not sure, not sure what I'm going to get. So, they're all great cars. They all come with the Warren Henry Advantage. That's this whole great list of tchotchkes you get, including complimentary service loaner, dynamic wheel protection, key replacement, guaranteed purchase offer, best value guarantee, and as I said to Larry and as I say to you, my favorite, the 72-hour exchange. You can take 3 full days to decide whether or not you'll like your Warren Henry car. And I tell you, you will. You will. I love them. I got a lot of them. So join me, my mom, and my beautiful wife, Vivian. We're all members of the Warren Henry family. You should be too. Always the best price. Always the best service. Always Warren Henry.
This is Becca Carlson from Carlson Integrated. You know, a lot of our clients find that they can do anything, but not really everything. We are always excited to jump in and help. So whether you need another set of hands for a project or even comprehensive marketing management, our team of marketing mavens would love to have a conversation with you to see if we are the right fit. We do everything from logo and design work to email outreach and social media to writing and thought leadership. And here's a fun one. We are now offering our fabulous ebook of top 10 marketing tips on our website for free. So head over to carlsonintegrated.com and grab a copy today. And please always let us know how we can help. My email is Becca, that's BEKAH at carlsonintegrated.com. That's BEKAH at carlsonintegrated.com.
Hi, I'm Jim Freed, and I'm here for you. Give me a call at 305-773-6300 if you think I can help. You go, Jim, how can you help me? Well, let me tell you. Maybe you want to take a mortgage out on your home because you want to take advantage of these great rates, or you want to get some cushion to cushion you, pull some cash out in advance of the pending downturn, current downturn, future downturn, or just to have something to help you make you feel safer, go buy a boat. I don't know. I can help you do that. One friend, he's lowering his rate to below 3%. Another guy's pulling out $350,000. It ain't easy. If you need a loan over $500,000, that's called a jumbo. Jumbos aren't easy to get. You need a person to manipulate things, move them around, and get them through. That's me and my partner, Ed. Ed's been doing it for 30 years. My job was to find Ed and to find you, introduce you to Ed, and then get it done. So give me a call at 305-773-6300. Need commercial at 1:30. I've got a great call with my bridge lender. We're going to try to do a deal down here for $5 million. We have 2 more term sheets out, one for 18, one for 31. So call me if I can help. 305-773-6300. Why call me? Because when you call me, it's always all about you.
Welcome back to Freed on Business. Connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Jim Freed or at Freed on Business, and on Instagram at Jim Freed1. Now, back to your host, Jim Freed.
All right, we are back. We've got Dr. Morrow with us. Dr. Morrow is here. She is the licensed psychologist, has 2 decades of experience implementing all kinds of different letters that I don't know what they mean. She's the project director for the Jasmine Project. That sounds good. And the Florida Healthy Start Program. Oh, that's got to be good. All kinds of stuff. High infant risk. She has 60 scientific abstracts. Oh, she's very smart. Fetal infant mortality review. Oh my God, we got to talk to this lady. Dr. Morrow, welcome to the show for Mental Health Week.
Hello, everyone.
Dr. Morrow is here. We were here with Rebecca Carlson, Olivia Ramos, and Andre Seni, and Reagan Mendoza's running the show. Those folks are our tech show. But since you're here, I'd like to talk to you about mental health, because right now it's a big issue. We're all sitting here, I don't like to say, but I actually am like an astronaut on top of a spaceship. I can't go anywhere. My wife had a transplant. We're high risk people. Just today, the guy from the cable company came in. He only had a Gaither. I said, goodbye. Come back when you got a real mask. So there's a lot of stress out there for Mental Health Week. So welcome to the show, Dr. Morrow. What can we do?
Well, that's a great question. There's a lot that we can actually do, but first we have to understand the problem better. So the work that we're doing in Miami is really focused on pregnant women and women in the postpartum period. So we're really trying to understand better what their risks are related to COVID right now and how that's playing out in terms of their mental health, right? And what we can do to help them.
That's tremendously important to me. My nephew's wife just gave birth. And my niece is scheduled for December 21st, my birthday. So please, I'm going to send this out to a couple of people I love. Let's talk to the people I don't know.
Okay, so there's a lot of people out there that you don't know and that are struggling with mental health issues, right? And so, depression is a really significant factor. We're seeing depression rates go up significantly. As it relates to COVID, because people are isolated, they've lost their jobs, they have a lot of stress related to not being able to have the normal kinds of social interactions that they would like to have. And all of these things in a person that's already at risk for depression can really kind of come together in a perfect storm and result in, a high level of depression. We also have lack of services right now. People cannot access mental health services. They are struggling to even, women who are pregnant aren't even going to their prenatal care visits. So, and we saw a huge drop in women attending prenatal care visits. And for the first 2 months of the shutdown, a lot of providers were not even providing any services unless there was an emergency situation. They were simply doing telehealth or phone calls to try to handle and manage symptoms and getting women to, of course, the emergency room if they needed it. So you can only imagine what it might be like to be pregnant during a pandemic, right? When you're already probably anxious about having a healthy baby, right? But now you're worried about getting the disease. You don't have great access to your healthcare provider, right? And your birthing facility isn't offering tours. They're not doing anything to help you understand better what's going to happen when you go to deliver that baby. You do know that during the pandemic, you're not allowed to take anybody with you. As we moved into, and now currently, most hospitals are allowing at least one person in the delivery room to support. But some women were having to choose between a significant family member and their spouse, or their doula, or their labor support person. So a lot of stress around those kinds of things for pregnant women, right? And then for go ahead. You have a question?
Yeah. What are the signs of depression that people should look out for so that they know to then take the steps that we're going to talk about?
Right. So if you're, and this is for everybody, not just for women, right? Because we know that everybody is at greater risk for depression when they're feeling isolated and things like that. But if you're feeling sadder than normal and you can't lift yourself up out of it, if you're having eating problems, sleep problems, you have lack of appetite, you're very grouchy and irritableness that doesn't seem to go away, you just can't seem to pick yourself up and get out of bed some days. All you want to do is lay around. You're not really feeling like socially interacting with the people whom you do have access to, and really a diminishment in kind of pleasurable activities. Anything that you used to enjoy, you just don't enjoy anymore, and you're just feeling really down. Anxiety is a very common symptom that comes along with depression. So a lot of times people are feeling very anxious about things, and then that can lead to depression. So it's really, really important if you're feeling emotionally off and different than normal that you seek help. Right?
Now, let's say that somebody is exhibiting the signs of depression and they're getting professional help. What could somebody that would live with them do to support them?
That's a fantastic question, a really great question, because so many of the women that we treat really struggle with we try to help them communicate to their partners and their family members what kind of support they need. So it's really important that if you are getting that kind of help, that you communicate to your partner, that you communicate to those in your family, that you are struggling with depression. Let them know what the signs are. Let them know that the best way that they can help you is to be understanding. You might not always want to talk about your feelings, but we do know that some of the best ways to help support somebody with depression is to get them involved in some activities that they might enjoy, encourage them to do exercise and things like that. When they're irritable, don't engage in that argument. Maybe take a step back and be more reflective and recognize that they are struggling right now with some mental health symptoms.
Oh, stop the presses and just circle that one.
Yes,
that's the hardest thing.
That's the biggest one, right? Don't engage. Right?
Don't dance. Sorry, honey, I don't want to dance. I got to go watch the game.
Right.
I love you, but I can't listen right now. Call me in an hour. Okay, so now we've recognized the symptoms. Now, let's say somebody's at risk, but they can't get help. We live in Miami, but this is all across the country. The social service net is gone, totally gone. There are people that have pregnancies, they're at risk, they got to go to work, they got a bunch of kids, they don't have good health care. Are there services that are available for the more at-risk people in our community?
Well, there are always services available. The challenge is finding them, right? The switchboard in Miami is a help call that they can call in order to get help, right? And usually they will try to link you to the best service provider that you have. The Children's Trust also has, if you go on their website, they have a lot of resources and access for children and families that might need, help and support. So there are a lot of resources out there. Florida Healthy Start, which those are my programs, and the Healthy Start Coalition of Miami-Dade, I really recommend you go to their website. That's hscmd.org. And they will have information for women who are pregnant or in the postpartum period about getting services. So it just depends on who you are and what kind of services you need. But if you don't have health insurance, or you don't have access to a healthcare provider, or you don't know where to start, then that's usually the best place. Asking your doctor, they can make a referral. A lot of medical doctors are very good at making referrals and hooking you up with services as well. So the first thing is acknowledging you're having symptoms. The next thing is seeking out information, through the myriad of websites, making some phone calls and reaching out to, the resources that you identify.
This is tremendous. We only have 15 minutes for a topic that takes hours. I hope you'll come back. I have your stuff. They sent it to Reagan. Reagan will send it to me and we'll coordinate. I don't know how to go through on the show, but you're tremendous.
Well, thank you.
You're tremendous. Are you at the Lennar Center? Is that what's in back of you back there?
Me? Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
University of Miami.
Okay.
University of Miami, and my programs are Healthy Start programs. So they're all focused on working with pregnant and postpartum women and that are high risk. And our focus is really on reducing infant mortality and preterm births. But we know all the comorbidities that relate to that have to do with the lives we live, right? And depression really can, women who are depressed are more likely to have a baby that is preterm or stillborn. So we really need to, be targeting and addressing these symptoms during pregnancy and the postpartum period. And I recognize right now, today we're focusing kind of on the broader population, but those are the areas that my particular programs focus on.
Listen, they sent you to the right place. You're tremendous, and we're open for business, and you're projecting kindness.
Right. Well, we're just so happy that you're getting the word out, because people need to understand where to go to get help. And that it's not that it's okay, and that right now everybody's feeling really stressed out. You are no different than anybody else, right? So just put your stigmas away. Like, don't worry about those. Go and get help. Okay, that's the key.
Yeah, is to ask for help, because it's always going to be available. There's going to be somebody loving and kind, just like Dr. Monroe, that's going to help you. And that's the first thing, is to ask for help, and ask your partner, because your partner loves you. What do you think? Is that a good end, Dr. Monroe? Because I want to.
That's great. Yes. Fantastic.
Good. Thank you so much, Dr. Monroe. I'm looking forward to having you back, because I do want to talk about prenatal health. I want to talk about food insecurity and its impact on the women.
That's a big one. And that has huge impact for depression and things like that. The research is actually really showing that people are really struggling with that issue. So.
Food insecurity to me is the number one problem in the United States today, and people don't know about it. So we'll
lower depression by addressing food insecurity.
It is. It's true. It's part of what you do. So thank you so much. She's showing that it's a 2-hour topic. So we're going to have her back. Maybe we'll do a whole show with you, Dr. Monroe. It would be great. Okay, so we're going to come back, and I'm going to get my feet back on the ground after all of that. Everybody's been going, no, am I depressed? Everybody's got some of that. That's why we all hang out together. We all pull each other up. Thank you, Dr. Monroe, for creating an environment where people know that's okay. Reagan, take it away. We'll be right back with our tech show. We've got my 3 tech buddies. We're going to talk about using technology to build your business and make you more effective. Dr. Monroe, you're welcome to stay if you like and comment on anything you want. Maybe we're all depressed and we just don't realize it.
I just want to thank you for having me on. Thanks.
It's my absolute pleasure. You're very gracious. And I was just down there at UM. We have a lot of contact with all the doctors at UM, and they are extraordinarily tremendous in every regard. I've never met one that falls short. You know it.
And they're doing a great job with COVID, and all the way from the Department of Pediatrics to infectious diseases, everybody, all the fabulous research going on, and the great work they do in the hospitals to take care of the COVID patients. So.
Yes, they deserve I don't even want to call them healthcare heroes. They're beyond everyday heroes. They know it. We talk to them. I tell them how much I care. Every single person, every one of them. God bless. Reagan, take it away. We'll be back with more on technology right after this. Everybody, that we're South Florida's longest running business talk show, and while Dr. Monroe put it all in point, we're going to have a really poppy bumpy second half of the show that's going to be lots of fun. So remember, when you're looking to buy or lease a car, you want to get every advantage that you can. I got off my game there for a second, thinking about how good the second half of the show is going to be. When you're looking to buy or lease a car, you want to get every advantage that you can. That's why you have to check out Warren Henry Land Rover, Range Rover, Infiniti, and Jaguar. You heard Larry on the show earlier. You heard how they bring kindness and love to the dealership. It's really true. They're a family over there, and that's their home. They sell Audis up in Gainesville, down in the Keys. They sell them all. They all come with the Warren Henry Advantage. They're all great cars, and the Warren Henry Advantage is complimentary service loaner, dynamic wheel protection, key replacement, guaranteed purchase offer, the best value guarantee in the 72-hour exchange. You can take 3 full days to decide whether or not you'll like your Warren Henry car. You will. You'll join me, my mom, and my beautiful wife, Vivian. We're all members of the Warren Henry family. You should be too. Always the best service, always the best price, always Warren Henry. Oh, it's my turn. This is where I tell everybody I can help you with a mortgage or cash or maybe sell your urban land. You call it 305-773-6300. Why? Well, if you're a foreigner, I can help you get a loan. If you're looking for a jumbo mortgage and you think you can get one, you can't. You can call it 305-773-6300. Let me and Ed, my partner, show you how to do it. Why are you going to give me a call? Well, right back there. When you call me, it's all about you. So reach out to me. And I tricked you that time, Reagan, didn't I? So reach out to me and give me a call. And here we go, Reagan. Now you're up, because when you call me, it's always all about you.
Welcome back to Freed on Business. Connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Jim Freed or at Freed on Business, and on Instagram at Jim Freed1. Now, back to your host, Jim Freed.
All right, we're back, and we had a little inside joke where I made Reagan start, but not on purpose. And then and so we were having fun here. I want to bring everybody on. We have our tech show. We've got Andre Seni. He's my co-host for the tech show. We've got Olivia Ramos. She's another co-host on the tech show. And we've got Rebecca Carlson. She's another co-host on the tech show. She's always making me look good. Rebecca's always telling me really interesting things. And Andres is always helping me do business. Welcome, guys.
Thanks, Jim. Always excited to be back on the show. Your energy is palpable. It comes through.
You're terrific. You're terrific.
And Olivia, welcome back. Nice to see you, and always a pleasure to be on with Rebecca, as usual. It's surrounding ourselves. Early on, you talked about asking for help and finding help, and I'm lucky enough to surround myself with people like you guys, because I ask and we're there to help.
Well, listen, we're using CRECo.ai. We're promoting our businesses, and I'm noticing that there is an increase in traffic. Andres, what is the type of person that's on CRECo.ai? Who's finding the most use there? I know you're selling deals on that all the time. Your deals don't last.
No, I'm lucky enough that EAC Properties is transacting in every avenue. We are out across all the digital channels through CRECo. Our inventory is live. We are streamlined. The people using us are brokers, investors, developers, and lenders, mortgage loan origination guys like you, Jim. Why? Because they need connectivity matters in our industry, and that's what our platform does. Provides connectivity between your data, connectivity between the people. It's simply a search one and done. You get on, you set yourself up, and then your digital self is out there. So,
the most important thing is finding somebody else and making yourself seen and finding new people. It's very difficult right now for people to network. I was on earlier today with somebody who was lamenting. It was an attorney, not necessarily the best networkers to begin. And he was saying that he's noticed that it's very quiet. I know for a fact, transaction volume's down 70%. If you want to get your fair share and more, how do you do it? You have to outwork the other people and outthink them. Olivia, what's going on with deep blocks? Because I know that you've been out there in the public markets doing your pitch. How are you being received in the marketplace?
Deep blocks is a really interesting tool for understanding many markets at once without having to travel. So you get kind of high level market understanding in demographics and migration in different metrics. In zoning, especially, it's really important to dive in and see what's possible there. And we could do that in over 30 markets. So we're seeing a lot of developers and private equity investors use our tool to be able to scope out a lot of different markets. There's a big push, and there's going to be a big wave of distressed assets, and assets that are going to be unfortunately, because of the pandemic, assets that will be handed over to new parties because the current parties can't take care of it anymore. So there's a lot of using our software to see what are the pockets in cities where they can come in and help those assets become more productive.
Okay, so let me translate that into useful verbiage there, maybe. So I can come in and I can use your thing to find pre-REO transactions?
So our software focuses is the only software that combines the zoning with the financial analysis. So you can go in and see the potential of a property instantly without needing additional help, without looking through zoning codes. And even if it's an existing building, let's say it's a distressed asset, you want to know what the development potential is, because that impacts the real value. So you can come in, understand the growth of the neighborhood, understand deeper into the rules that allow certain types of development to see what the real value of that property is.
Yeah, so that's very important because things are going to be changing very fast. And one of the things that people don't remember or may not remember is that a lot of the waterfront here on Biscayne Boulevard traded hands here in Miami during the recession, and people got very good bases in the land, and then were able to build real high up above it. It wasn't really perceptible by looking at the property. You had to plan it out. So I could see we're sitting right there on the REO, and pointing and shooting with your magic camera there, Olivia, helps me really do some interesting things. Now, Becca, we've been talking about reaching more people and networking with LinkedIn. You and I have been working on that. One of the first things we did was build out LinkedIn a little better and then also rebuild the website. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, our approach is always to make sure that we have kind of a holistic, data-driven view of marketing, which necessarily requires that there are tracking pixels through the various platforms that you're on. So making sure that we're connecting your LinkedIn and your Facebook and your Twitter presence and your website and any content that we're producing, so that there's a great cycle of understanding how those analytics are tracking, of understanding where the people who are looking more in depth at getting, developing a relationship with you as an individual and with Freedom Business as a show and with Sandstone as an advisory service, making sure that all of those pieces are cohesive and talking to each other and making sure that technology is helping us and it's something that we're actually paying attention to. Because so many platforms and products and service offerings have tracking mechanisms, and people, I find in my experience that people aren't using those. And I don't know if you guys see that the same way too, Olivia and Andreas. There's so much data out there that sometimes people don't even know how to use it or that they're supposed to, but they should be. And we know that they should be. We know that best practices is to actually use that data. But sometimes it can get kind of frustrating realizing that there's a disconnect there when it comes to practical application of that data.
It's difficult to really take all the data and apply it, especially when you're successful and active. And there's a nuanced transition that occurs between needing it and being able to fund and do it. And that's really a very difficult thing. I think that's where Andreas and Olivia actually come in and are extraordinarily valuable, because you can take their platforms, layer it on what you have, and they make you more effective.
Yes.
It's about streamlining and focusing now. In the past 6 months, I've been trying to figure out what I was going to do, and we've got the residential thing. I talked about maybe property management. I've got the capital markets. And what happened is that while I was looking at the other things, capital markets fired up again. Now, traditional transaction volume may be down 70%, but non-traditional transaction volume is through the roof. And the way that you get in that deal flow is with Andreas. And one of the ways you can evaluate it is with Olivia. Andreas and Olivia, what are your thoughts on that?
That's exactly right. Points to Rebecca and Jim, spot on. The deal flow, non-traditional, the investors are out there. There are transactions happening. Case in point, multi-million-dollar reposition plays, lining things up for the future. You have any C properties are all, your strip centers, strip malls are all generally going to come available, potentially. They're hurting the most. So the majority of the retail out there, especially mixed-use retail with office above, those are ready-made opportunities for you to go out and knock on doors. Not physically because of COVID, but digitally. Getting in front of the right audience with the right marketing, making sure your brand lines up. Identifying what audience that is by property with deep blocks, as I understand it. Should I be moving this asset into what it could be? Can it be something? For us, it's all about getting you connected to the right partners, the right data in front of you, so you can continue on the processes to work and accelerate your way. That's what we do well. And Olivia, what do you think?
No, that's exactly it. And for example, these opportunities to purchase retail mixed use with office, which are hurting right now, being able to analyze if there's potential for turning that into a multifamily play, if there's potential, if there's an appetite in that city or neighborhood for that kind of product. And that's what we do. And to go back to the data, some of our clients were using 12 different like unique data subscriptions where now they can just use our software. And they were using 4 different tools. They were using Excel, Google Earth, PowerPoint, and CAD sometimes, or SketchUp to get a visual. All of that is now in one place. So it takes 6 to 7 hours of a savvy analyst into literally a couple of minutes. So being able to look at the deal flow in your platform and then going deeper and understanding the potential, it's a really interesting combination.
Now, how much are people adopting this? I mean, Olivia, you're working with some big companies. What are the types of companies that are subscribing to Deep Blocks?
Right now, they're large private equity real estate funds. The private equity real estate market globally is a $15 trillion. They're managing $15 trillion of assets. So they have a lot of money to invest, and they're using our software because they need to invest in multiple markets. So it's really hard to have boots on the ground in 15 different markets that have a growth potential. So they can identify those markets with Deep Blocks, go deeper, understand what's possible, and then focus on very specific areas that already have potential, that have been vetted from a density and development potential perspective, and then go in and see what transactions are available there.
Want to take a short break, then we'll come back to wrap it up real quickly. Reagan, take it away. I gave the psychologist such a long time because she was so good. So we'll be right back with more on our Real Estate Tech Show after this. Everybody, want to remind everybody this is South Florida's longest running business talk show. We're now in our 13th year, and I'd like to thank our key sponsor, Warren Henry Automotive. We had Larry on just a few minutes ago. When you're looking to buy or lease a car, you want to get every advantage that you can. That's why you have to check out Warren Henry. Land Rover, Range Rover, Infiniti, and Jaguar. Up in Gainesville, they sell out. He's down in the Keys. They've got all their nameplates down there. What do they all have in common? Well, they're all great cars, and they all come with the Warren Henry advantage. That means you get complimentary service loaner, dynamic wheel protection, key replacement, guaranteed purchase offer, the best value guarantee, and the 72-hour exchange. You can take 3 days to make sure you love your car. Make sure when you're out at their new store at 151st and Biscayne, you say hi to my friend May Stark. She's on the service line. They've got all kinds of great specials, and they're all really clean over there. So join me, my mom, and my beautiful wife, Vivian. We're all members of the Warren Henry family. You should be, too. Always the best service, always the best price, always Warren Henry.
Hey, this is Becca Carlson from Carlson Integrated. You know, a lot of our clients find that they can do anything, but not really everything. We are always excited to jump in and help. So whether you need another set of hands for a project or even comprehensive marketing management, our team of marketing mavens would love to have a conversation with you to see if we are the right fit. We do everything from logo and design work to email outreach and social media to writing and thought leadership. And here's a fun one. We are now offering our fabulous ebook of top 10 marketing tips on our website for free. So head over to carlsonintegrated.com and grab a copy today. And please always let us know how we can help. My email is Becca, that's BEKAH at carlsonintegrated.com. That's BEKAH at carlsonintegrated.com.
You know, she sounds great. Rebecca, you were a cheerleader in high school, right?
Oh, I didn't make the team.
Yeah, that was a crappy team. They didn't know what was going on. Michael Jordan didn't play high school basketball. Don't worry about it. Hey, everybody, remember, call me at 305-773-6300 if I can help. Real estate, residential, commercial, sales. Got this great land sale that I'm working on. Wait till I come out with this one. Everybody's going to ring my phone off the hook. A tremendous deal up in Broward County. Breathless. give me a call at 305-773-6300 if I can help. Why? Because when you call me, it's always all about you.
Welcome back to Freed on Business. Connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Jim Freed or at Freed on Business, and on Instagram at Jim Freed1. Now, back to your host, Jim Freed.
All right, we're back, and I'd like to thank everybody for making sure they looked good today on their Zoom call. I'm looking at CNN, and there's a lady on who certainly doesn't know how to have a Zoom call right now. That's hilarious, Rebecca. You could have said that on the air. Anyway, look, we're back on Zoom. We're talking about marketing. We've only got a couple of minutes left. We're talking about technology. Everybody gets one more shot. I'm going to start with Gigglepuss over there. Rebecca, what's been the most important thing that we've been doing since we've been working to upgrade the website? What is the number one thing people need to do? I know what it is. They need to answer you.
I've got a tech answer for that. If you're upgrading your website or whatever you're doing on your website, please make sure you have an SSL, because otherwise people think that your website is like potentially dangerous and they won't go there. They see the non-secure in the top left corner and they're like, "Whoa, I don't know about that. Are these guys a real company? Is somebody going to steal my data?" So the first thing is experience. And actually I thought about that a lot this entire show. This entire show has been about experience, whether that's customer experience or employee experience with Larry Zinn or family experience with Dr. Morrow. And the amazing experience that I know that Olivia and Andreas are bringing in for their user experience and customer experience in each of their platforms. Jim, your website's the same thing. It's the experience. We want to build things to develop a beautiful experience for the people that we work with and that are around us.
I hadn't thought of it like that. And that's extraordinarily important given that we're all spacemen today and have no experiences. That's incredibly insightful. You get a gold star on that one.
Thank you.
That's a brand new thought for me. I love that. Woo! Got to share that with Bruce. Oh, that's just tremendous. Oh, Olivia, you got something. You got to top that. I don't know how you're going to do that. That was great stuff. Gold, solid gold.
No, I completely agree. I think the experience of understanding markets will change. We look at the stock market a lot, and in two ways. One, a lot of people are moving their money out of securities and into real estate. So I think that's something to expect. And also the experience of understanding a market without being there. A lot of people were just using Google Earth to get a feel for what was going on. So now being able to really submerge or immerse yourself into all the rules, all the functionalities, the three-dimensionality of things, and having that into a single moment, into a snapshot, I feel like that's really the future of real estate. Eventually, it'll even be in VR. You're literally going to be able to travel and see all the data in real life. And we're seeing the beginnings of that even with just this Zoom technology, which was an unexpected phenomenon.
Let me tell you is that when I used your thing, now you were sort of right, but you're wrong. You see, the experience in using your thing is when I'm on the ground and I turn around and go like that and can see the future without ever having to consult anybody. That's the experience of using your machine. That's the experience that I have when I use it. It's tremendous. People ask me, what do you do when I'm doing my land deals? I say, I'm seeing the future. This makes it easier for me to see the future, which I don't really like that much because it means other people can see it too. But we'll talk about that. It's also applying the insight to everything that goes around it. And that's also what you bring. You also bring the big C word. You bring context. Context. Now I want to ask you a question before we go to Andreas. I've been wondering. So do you go live? If we're doing a office building projection, have you updated the numbers to reflect the decrease in rental rates or concessions that people are giving? So that's actively done market by market in your machine? Well, that's a great question.
That is a great question. And yes, absolutely. So we have a series of crawlers that understand what's going on in many cities, understand the deals that are out there, and those deals have certainly changed in the last couple of months. Excuse me?
What's a crawler?
Okay, so a crawler or a spider is a technology that allows us to go into the internet and find certain pieces of information that are available and legal to get. And we crawl nationwide for these pieces of information and bring them all back to the single software. And that includes what deals are going on in every single major market, a series of secondary markets, and we're moving into tertiary as well.
So what you're doing is you're using artificial intelligence to go find things.
So the artificial intelligence comes after the crawl. The artificial intelligence gets all that data and makes sense of it so that in markets where we don't have access to that data, we can project numbers, and it does a really good job. We've moved towards neural network models that are much more advanced and much more accurate.
All right, Andres, I don't know how you're going to beat that.
Well, CRE Collaborative's mission is to drive technology enablement into businesses, commercial real estate businesses, big and small, so they can flourish and thrive. So I can best explain that on off-air, one-on-one with anybody, small or large. As Olivia pointed out, there's a lot of institutional money looking at her platform. But let's not forget, 90% of transactions in the U.S. were done by the medium-sized players, the independents, every year. So you've got 4.2 million real estate professionals who may not have access to the right tools yet. We can get you.
Well, let me tell you something, Andres. The majority of the deals are going to be done by individual practitioners because most of the big companies are not nimble enough. A lot of them are going to shed a lot of people over the next 12 months, and those people will wonder where to go and how to do. A lot of them will realize that they didn't really need all that. That's when we talk about the Sims. It's people over process with them, and so or institutions, something like that. They've got the great way that they say it, but it's all about people. It's people. When people call and deal with CRECo, they get you, and then they get other people.
That's
Olivia
right.
helps people expand their reach and insight, and Rebecca just helps people project who they are. What do you think? How'd I do?
Yeah. I think that's a great segue for Mental Health Week. Our image, our business, and our tech together, all relying on the brain, which is the most powerful computer of all, as we said earlier. It's just moving it forward in a positive light.
Hey, listen, I want to thank everybody for being on the show. I want to thank everybody for participating in our continuing efforts to build our brands online. We'll get back together next first week with a whole bunch of really great tech people. We jammed up the tech show today with the mental health thing, but I think it was important. And we did something that we usually don't do on the tech show. Each one of you was showcased instead of somebody else being showcased. So I think it was really nice to do this. Actually worked out great as far as I'm concerned. Andres, I want to thank you for helping me reach more people. Olivia, I want to thank you for helping me be smarter. And Rebecca, I want to thank you for helping me, look good and project myself. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here on the show today. I want to wrap it up. I want to find my little wrap up here. Here it is. I want to give a shout out to all the people that help us. First responders, healthcare heroes, the mental health experts, my wife, your spouse, everybody that helps us get along. I want to thank our number one sponsor, Warren Henry Automotive. I want to thank the Bergstrom Center for Real Estate Studies. I want to thank Carlson Integrated and CRECo.ai. Deep Blocks, all you guys, thank you so much. I want to thank our listeners and viewers. Without you, we wouldn't have a podcast. Go to our Facebook page and our other social pages, like our show, tell your friends, share our stuff. Twitter, LinkedIn. We're watching me on LinkedIn right now. That ain't too easy to get. If you missed today's show, Reagan will have it up on freedombusiness.com in the next couple of hours. This is Jim Freed for Freedom Business. Look for us next week on 8:80 a.m. when we're going to have Julio Gonzalez and Alan Garfinkel. We're going to talk about law. We're going to talk about 5G. Julio's got an incredible 5G program that I'm going to use Olivia's program to exploit. How about that, Olivia? We're going to talk about that. I thought about that just when I was saying it. All right, everybody. Remember, the person who wants to do something finds a way, the other finds an excuse. Now go out there and make it happen. God bless you. God bless America. Reagan, rock it.